And we have on the line with us Representative Blake Moore. Thanks for joining our show today.
Thank you. Happy to. Thanks for covering it.
So can you tell us, first of all, very first question, is there any end in sight?
As I sort of reviewed, you know what sources to kind of go to and sometimes who to ask about what you're hearing. There seemed like there was a little momentum yesterday when as news of potential talks between Majority Leader John Thune and Senate Democrat leadership felt like there was some movement, and there was even an articulation of what it might look like. That's usually a good sign if those level of detail are out there in the ether. I'm not feeling as much momentum today. I'm in Washington D.C. right now. I'm just not feeling as much like, hey, this is likely going to move towards a vote. We were hoping that a vote might even take place, but I don't see that happening today. But maybe those talks are still ongoing. So hopefully there's something there. It would require Senate to pass something similar to what the House already passed. And if it changes the dates and timelines, it would then have to come back to the House. So there would obviously be a Senate vote and a few days later a House vote. And I'm still hopeful that we can get this done by end of next week, because you're missing 3 pay periods at this point. This is ridiculous. And you've gotten there's the longest in history. Great. You've got that talking point now. Let's move on. Let's get this over with.
That's painful, missing 3 paychecks. So,
it's horrible.
One of the things that I saw in the Washington Post, and then when I talked with Cami Mondo earlier, she said that there is a conversation about not paying furloughed workers. So not the ones who are considered essential, who are still showing up, but the ones who have not been able to go to work. What is your approach to that?
Yeah, all the more reason to wrap this up as soon as possible. So those hard decisions don't have to happen. And we're now in unprecedented timeline and territory because it's the longest, quote unquote, in history. And so there's a bit of an unknown factor at this point. And I do not want us to get to that point. I mean, it's so wrong to fire, furlough, not pay someone for not to no fault of their own. They are producing this is a separate side conversation among, politicians in Washington, D.C., and then 31,000 families and then all the, second and third order effects of this has nothing to do with what the issue at hand is. And they've got to be able to get over this and move on.
So what do you think has to give?
Well, I thought that there was a pretty good framework articulated yesterday. And again, of course, it was early, but let there be a vote on this COVID-era enhanced subsidies on Obamacare. Let there be a vote. If the Democrats are, they want this, they want it to pass. Well, if it has enough votes to pass, then let there be a vote. So I think the idea of, letting there be a vote is as a good approach to going with this. And you get to see where people stand on something like this. And if they're saying, hey, as long as there's a vote and you can guarantee that there'll be a vote, great. We'll now provide the needed votes. The Democrats will provide the needed votes to get out of the shutdown. That seems like a fair compromise to me.
So I did have a texter say that they would be impacted by the subsidies going away, and that they have a friend whose premiums are about $300 a month, and they'd go up to $1,300 a month on January 1st. Is that are there Republican approaches to helping people who are going to be probably choosing to not have health care if the subsidies go away?
It's the most important question to be figuring out right now and communicating properly, because the expiry of the enhanced premium, the COVID era tax credits, is not removing Obamacare subsidies. All of the original Obamacare subsidies will stay in place. The enhanced version was just was triggered during COVID, and the Democrats set a timeline for those to end at 2025. As those end, there could be premiums go up, but the whole reason for the premiums go up is a lot of factors. The enhanced premium tax credit aspect that we're just dealing with right now, that's only a portion of why that would go from. That's a dramatic increase. Everybody can see that from a 300 to 300. That's not all because of just this enhanced premium tax. If we extended the enhanced subsidy, there's still going to be a significant increase. So that happens regardless, just based off several factors within the healthcare world right now. It's horrible and unfortunate, and it's tough to figure out. But none of this actually creates lower prices, right? The prices are still there. It's just about how much is subsidized. More subsidy creates higher prices, and that's proven the case over the last, let's say, 10 years.
Did I understand you correctly that you are in D.C. right now?
I am in D.C. right now, yes.
Okay,
Here
but
for some pre-scheduled meetings, and we're not. Yeah, and
right.
over the last 4 weeks, I've had several weeks where I've been in district in Utah or back here.
Yeah. So Speaker Johnson still hasn't called the House back together. Is that correct?
Like, not for official votes, but there's a lot of my colleagues that are back here doing separate meetings and things that either they had on the schedule already or for continuing work that's going on. And the appropriations work continues on. We have to get to the point where we can vote on these final appropriations bills. So there's still a lot of work that's going on, but we're not called back into official session because we already, passed the CR back in end of September.
So do you think that he should call members back, or are you just really going to keep waiting on the Senate?
So there's nothing we can do with respect to opening the government back up until the Senate finalizes their deal. So calling us back in session is just for kind of going through the motions. I don't have a problem with him deciding to do it. I don't have a problem with him not having us come back. We all still have plenty of work that we're doing, whether it be in your district or with other meetings and work that's in Washington. I think a lot has been made of this. There is no second-term congressman or woman from Florida that's going to be able to convince Chuck Schumer to let his members vote their conscience. That work has to be done by Senator Thune, and he and many of these senators have been back here trying to get this done for weeks and weeks and weeks. That's where the work is right now. It's not like we're not working, basically.
So one last note. I think I saw in a news report that you are not taking your paycheck right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I'm not trying to make this a headline or anything. Just different people have different circumstances. My team's not getting paid. I'm not going to get paid. It's weird that members of Congress are the ones negotiating and having all the fights, and it's up to us whether we open the government or not, and we're the only ones that actually continue on with a paycheck as per statute. But you can submit a request to have it withheld, just like your team. And I got 31,000 federal workers, particularly in my district. My district's a heavy federal workforce district, and in solidarity, it's the least I can do.
Thank you so much. That was Representative Blake Moore joining us on Inside Sources today, talking about the shutdown